Hi, I'm Cindy Abrams from FEMA. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, through NIMS, is coordinating efforts along with the National Weather Service to closely monitor the severe weather impacting Moore, Oklahoma. A huge tornado swept through the area at winds of 200 miles per hour. They are coordinating their efforts with state emergency management counterparts and emergency managers in the aftermath of the storm. In coordination with state partners, FEMA pre-positioned state liaisons within the area. FEMA's National Weather Center in Washington, D.C. continues to monitor the situation and hold regular operation briefings with regional and federal partners as the severe weather continues. FEMA emphasizes the warnings issued by the National Weather Service, local and state officials in the affected region, and asks citizens and visitors in areas impacted to avoid all travel both during and immediately following the storm. It is recommended that if you are in an unsafe area with no shelter, please go to the nearest shelter. If you come across somebody who is injured, please administer first aid and seek medical attention. Check for injuries. Do not attempt to move a person who is severely injured unless they are in danger or of death or further injury. If you have to move an unconscious person, stabilize the neck and the back and then call for help immediately. If the victim is not breathing, carefully position the victim for artificial respiration, clear the airway, and commence mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Maintain body temperature with blankets. Be sure the victim does not become overheated, and never try to feed liquids to an unconscious person. The mayor of Moore, Oklahoma is working with FEMA and local agencies. Rescue workers are being coordinated to help locate people who are in need of rescue. With that in view, there is to be no aircraft in the area. They are banned so that they can search for survivors and are able to hear him. Oklahoma has also activated the National Guard and the U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency. Be aware that there are roads that are unsafe. There could be contaminated buildings, contaminated water, gas leaks, broken glass, damaged electrical wiring, and roads that are littered with debris. Please inform local authorities about health and safety issues, such as chemical spills, downed power lines, washed out roads and communities as response efforts continue. Washington wishes to ensure that the federal family and its public and private partners continue to provide all available resources to support the state, local, and communities in these affected areas. The top priority remains that the response effort continues. They are also working along with power restoration and address fuel shortages in the area. The Department of Defense, the Department of Transportation, the Department of Energy, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and representatives from the private sector as well as local law enforcement remain committed to supporting state and local governments in these efforts. As FEMA and its partners continue in an aggressive power restoration effort, it is of utmost importance that they work around the clock to restore emergency power and emergency public transportation assistance. Community relations teams are on the ground in the hardest hit area doing door-to-door search for disaster survivors, as well as letting the people know what services and resources are available to promote awareness. FEMA continues to coordinate with the federal family, who has mobilized hundreds of staff from various federal agencies to support community relations and operational activity. They continue to deliver commodities to these hard-hit areas such as food, water, blankets, fuel, generators, and other resources to distribute points across the region. Oklahoma University Medical Center alone has treated 65 patients, 45 of them children, though it was no longer expecting a further mass influx of casualties. More medical centers sustained significant damage. As Glenn Lewis, the mayor of Moore, told NBC, the whole city looks like a debris field. Rescue teams raced against the setting sun. They worked into the darkness in search of survivors throughout the wide swath of devastation. While the dangerous storm system threatened several southern plain states with more twisters, severe weather was expected through the nights from the Great Lakes south to Texas, and it is being monitored by the weather system. Emergency crew also searched the Plaza Towers Elementary School for 24 missing children. Oklahoma Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb said the school took a direct hit from the tornado. The town of Moore, population is 50,000, was devastated. With debris everywhere, street signs are gone, lights are out, and houses are completely obliterated. Another elementary school and a hospital were among the casualties. Here are some safety precautions that could help you avoid injury after a tornado. Continue to monitor your battery-powered radio or television for emergency information. Be careful when entering any structure that has been damaged. Wear sturdy shoes, long sleeves, and gloves when handling or walking near debris. Be aware of hazards from exposed nails and broken glass. Do not touch down power lines or objects in contact with down lines. Report electrical hazards to the police and the utility company. Use battery-powered lanterns if possible rather than candles. Never use generators, pressure washers, grills, camp stoves, gasoline, propane within a house or garage or a trailer. Hang up displaced telephone receivers that may have been knocked off by the tornado, but stay off the telephone except to report an emergency. Cooperate fully with public safety officials. Respond to requests for volunteer assistance by police, firefighters, emergency management, and relief organizations. Do not go into damaged areas unless assistance has been requested. Your presence could hamper relief efforts, and you could endanger yourself. Keep in mind that in the aftermath of this tornado, mold is one of the things that you'll have to be concerned with. And the CDC will be putting out information as to how to kill mold so that your homes are not affected by this deadly contamination. Our deepest sympathies goes out to the families who have been affected by this disaster, and we know with the outpouring of support in the federal government and state and local agencies that the care will continue to come. Thank you.